Okay, so bear with me. That's been a while since I've played in Tinkercad. So I've created my final project, which is a keychain. But I have to make sure that my keychain is finished for final printing, like that it could actually be printed. So things that I need to make sure, I'm going to need to view it from every angle to make sure everything's attached. So for instance, is that ring actually attached to the purple shape? So I can see I've made the ring thick enough. It's actually a thick ring that would withstand printing. You want to make sure it's not just a sliver. And I see it is attached. Turning it around to the bottom, I have a problem here because this goes all the way through and I don't want that. So I'm going to have to raise my name Katie in space. So I'm going to rotate the plane with my finger. I'm going to zoom in, rotate the plane, and I'm going to lift this up a little more in space so it's not through the purple shape. It's going to be a little bigger than the purple shape, and I can also make the purple shape taller. So, oops, I want to Control Z that. Okay, so looking at it now, and I want to get that purple shape. I'm going to make it bigger and wider a little bit maybe. Okay, and then I'm going to look at it again from the bottom. Good, the word Katie does not go through it. Okay, I'm going to double check that my ring is still attached. Good, it is. Good, everything is looking good. The eye dot is in the purple, so that's good. Excellent, everything looks good and attached. So once I see, and it's all on the actual part of it is on the base. Now I see a problem. Katie's hanging in the air. So I want to lower that because I want to make sure it'll print better if it is flat on the surface. So I'm going to lower it in air again and see. And now I'm going to flip it. It's going through though. So I need to make that less thick is what I really need to do. So I can push up. Oop, that's my purple. Let me flip it. Control Z that, Control Z in time. So I want to do the Katie, and I want to make the Katie thinner. So I'm going to move, let me flip it in space. And I'm going to click on Katie, and that's the one I want to move the height of. There we go. And then I can raise it up a little bit. So it's probably not going to be able to be seen and be on the plane. So I'm going to have to just trust that that might print okay off the plane. Okay, so I'm looking, everything is looking good, The other thing I could do is I could, Control Z, I could make this wider, this oval, this purple shape. And then the whole word Katie would fit on there. I think that's what I'm going to do. So more of Katie fits on. And then I can move the purple. There we go. I think so that a little bit of Katie is on the shape, all of it. Okay, looking. Then I'm going to lower this in space then. Oh, no, up. Control Z. Okay, I think that's as good as it's going to get right there. Okay, looking. Actually going to raise that a little bit more. Like that. And let me double check. I think everything looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. And then what I want to do is group the whole thing. It does have to be grouped. Okay. So I'm going to highlight it all. When I go to the colors of it, if I pick multicolor down here, it'll stay. Should stay. I can't do that. I thought I could. I wonder if I do it when it's single. Multicolor. No. Oh, yeah. No, can't mark it. Anyway, I'm going to mark all of this by highlighting it. Ooh. So what I did to highlight it is I dragged my mouse over the whole thing, holding my mouse button down, and then I'm going to go up here to the toolbar and say group. And I think if I go back and say there, you can hit multicolor. So it can go back to the colors. That does not influence what you print, but if you like to see it in multiple colors, you can. And then I can see, or if you just want to see it, sometimes it's easier, I think, to see in a solid color, like that it's all connected, so you can see how it's going to print, because it will only print in a single color. And it will help Miss Watts if she ends up printing yours the color you want, if you make it one solid color. But that's up to you. That looks good. Okay, now how do I share this? Okay, so I'm going to come up here to the human little guy, and I'm going to say generate a new link, and I'm going to copy the link. Okay, and that's the link. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to come over into the Tinkercad discussion board. I'm going to paste my link. Okay, that's one thing I need to do. Oops, and I'm actually going to do it using that insert content button, link, paste, Tinkercad. Okay, and there's that link. That's one thing I need to do. And then I'm going to come up here and go export. You're going to export it as an STL file, so you need to hit STL. Okay, it's going to download it for you. Okay, if you want to change the name of it, I'd appreciate that to your name. So Katie Watts Final, that would be fabulous. That way I know exactly whose design it is when I go to hand them back to you and print them. So export, download the STL as the Katie Watts file. Okay, and then I'm going to come into the discussion board. Again, I'm going to go to, this time, File. I'm going to come over here to Downloads. And I think I have to search because it's Katie. Katie Watts. Let's see. There it is. Katie Watts Final. Open. It was in my recents. And then one last thing is the screenshot of it. So I need one more thing. I'm going to go take a screenshot of it. And Control and the key above my 6. Okay, so I've got the screenshot. Come back to my discussion post. That's the final thing I need to insert is one more file. Recent. Screenshot. Open. Okay, done. And post. Okay. So when I post my final thing, I should see 3 things. I have the generated link, I have the STL file, and I have the screenshot. Okay, those should be the things of your final keychain project. So 3 things in the box. And if you have any questions, you can ask for help. Make sure you use your creativity. I posted some examples. Do not rush through this. Make sure your grid is 2 by 2, like we talked about, by going to Edit Grid down here, changing it to inches and 2 by 2, and that you're in the new design box. Okay, and you're making a keychain. Have a great time making it, and if you have questions, ask.